Hi everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with BonnieBayCrochet.com. Just wanted to say hello and hope you all are having a really good week this week. I have to tell you something kind of funny that I did yesterday. I was working on a video and it's a little chilly here in Maryland. It was in the 30s last night, which is colder than the Carolinas. But anyway, I was doing some recording, and to minimize the extra noise and everything, I turned off my heat. And my husband discovered this morning that I never turned it back on, so it got really, really, really cold. So that was quite interesting. Well, hold on a second. I'm going to make one adjustment. Since I don't have my own crew here, I'm going to just pull this light back. Okay. Seem just a little bit bright. It's kind of a hazy day outside, so we're having to use a little more artificial lights to get things going. Well, let's see who's in the chat today. Let's see, Laura, good morning. This is Laura from Ohio. Thanks for joining us today. And Cynthia Pitts, looks like you were the first one to chime in this morning. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're having a blessed day too. And Wanda, good to see you, Wanda. Hope your travels are treating you well. Wanda actually drives an 18-wheeler with her husband, so she has quite an adventure, always traveling all the way around the world, I guess, in the U.S., and having a good time, and really nice lady. If you ever get a chance to meet Wanda, she's great. Let's see here. We have Jay from Germany. Thank you for joining me today, Jay. And Barbara from Puerto Rico, yay. And Lazy Linda, crocheter, thanks for joining me again. And Deb Sky from Toronto. And then we have Archer and Ace. I always feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, but thanks for joining me again. Wow, they got a lot of people coming in here now. Gayla and Liz, Kelly, and Debbie from Cape Cod. Oh, I bet you're cold up there, Kelly. And Sherry and Anne, Mandy from the UK, Nakaluli. Okay, I guess that's Elizabeth. I guess that's your last name, Elizabeth, and Cheryl from Georgia, Jane from Massachusetts, West Springfield. Hey, that's home of the National, I believe it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, or near there in Springfield. I remember visiting that back in 1988. Ginger Kelly from California, wishing I was still in the Midwest. Okay. And Nancy Smith Williams from Canada. And who else do we have here? Wow, we have Pamela from The Hague and Holland. Wow, that's a long way. I have to look that one up on the map to get specific. And Brat's, my eyes are fooling me here. Brat's mom. Let's see if this will help. Ooh, that does help. I've got this thing here. I'm trying to see if I could use that to see the words better. I think I'm just going to stick with the glasses from now. And Sonia from France. Wow, thank you for joining us. Joni Myra from San Francisco. I hope I'm not leaving anybody out. Cynthia from Alabama. Arlene from New Mexico. Virginia. Taylor from Virginia. We have Caroline from South Yorkshire, England. Wow. By the way, I love visiting England. That was so much fun for my husband and me this past summer, or fall, I guess it was. And let's see, we have J Hook Crochet and More from Germany. I guess it's evening there. They say good evening. Yeah, you guys are about what, 6 hours ahead of us? I think 6 to 8. I don't know. It's confusing to me because we're getting ready to change our time again. We're gonna don't forget this Saturday night, guys. You got to set your clocks, spring forward. Remember that? Spring forward. So if you don't, you'll be late to church if you get a chance to do that on Sunday morning. I've done that many times. Let's see. I'm going to hit a few more of these. Rosemarie from New Hampshire. Susan from Sunset Beach, North Carolina. That sounds like a fun place to be. And Kathleen Champ and Wanda. Oh, I'm sorry, Wanda. I didn't realize you're by yourself there, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. So she says she is a solo driver. I forget. I did not realize that. For whatever reason, I was probably confusing you with somebody else. I'm so sorry. So Wanda, you are my hero. Oh, wow, you can handle one of those 18-wheelers all by yourself and working hard. I did not know that. That is amazing. You are amazing. You're an amazing lady. And Annette from Maine. And let's see. I'm sorry if I'm skipping anybody, but I do want to get to some of my list here. Oh, we have Katrina from South Carolina, and Eleni from Greece, and let's see, Nikki from Australia. Good day, my friend. We have Joe Kathleen from Connecticut, Francis Cox from Italy. Let's see. Okay, okay, Terry, I got that. And we have Yarny Cat. We have Leela. If I'm saying, is it Lilia? I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right, but from Canada. Our Aline from Alabama. Let's see. Um, and Caroline says it's 5 p.m. in England, so that's 5 hours difference. I guess it'll be going to 4 hours difference once we switch our clocks this Sunday morning at 2 a.m. I mean, I'm sure everybody wakes up at 2 a.m. and switches your clock right then, right? Yeah. Uh, um, and let's see, J Hook Crochet and More says it's, okay, so it's 6:05 p.m. in Germany. So you guys are 6 hours ahead. So I was in the ballpark. I was about right. So it's just a little bit closer. You're in a different time zone in the UK. You're 5 hours away instead of 6 hours away. Wow, and Anne says she's been driving a semi solo since 1976. Wow, how do you ladies do that? That's amazing. You must be like really, really strong, having to, crank all those gears and everything as you unload and switch the trailer. You got to be really strong and really good to do that. Well, anyway, I think I tried to get everybody. I just want to see how is everybody doing. And I guess everybody knows the news about this coronavirus. My husband actually works at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland, where they do a lot of the research. And I saw he actually showed me last night a little forum when President Trump came and visited with some of the top people working on the vaccine for the virus. And the good news is they've cut through a lot of regulations and are actually very close to having a vaccine for this. Which is really exciting. And it's really interesting that it's happening where my husband works. So that's really cool. But this is not news for the virus per se. We're going to talk about crochet, but I did want to encourage everybody because I do know that the age range of a lot of the people who do crochet and follow me on the channel is in my age bracket and older. There are some young people out there. You're certainly welcome here, but I just know that the bulk of you tend to be, we're getting to be in the mature category, and you do need to be careful. And the one thing that the CDC, or the Center for Disease Control, I believe is what that's called, it's actually based out of Atlanta. Their recommendation is that you wash your hands with soap and water, obviously, for 20 seconds. So I know a lot of people may not have really good hand washing technique, but if you don't, this is the time to improve it. So just be sure you're using warm water and 20 seconds. Sing a verse or two of your favorite song as you wash your hands, and that's the best way to prevent getting this thing. When you go to stores and trying to go in, pushing on doors, use your elbows. Don't be quick to shake people's hands. Greet them. Maybe bump elbows. That's what we learned when we went on a tour last fall, as they taught us to just kind of do an alternate handshake for a while, and that's probably one of the best things you can do to keep yourself safe and keep your family safe, especially if you're I know some of you are also caretakers of elderly people, and you're going to have to, think of them too. So anyway, that's just my little hand washing spiel. That's something that my family and we're always, sharing the latest information, what we can do. There are actually a few cases right here in Montgomery County where I'm broadcasting from today. I'll be flying back to Carolina, South Carolina, on Saturday. And I don't know of any cases down there yet, but, just keep yourself safe. Just, wash those hands as much as you can. And I guess the big thing is don't fret, but just be smart. And I'm going to add trust the Lord, because he's got this. Oh, and one other thing. I know some people I noticed online that are in my Facebook feed are already in areas where there is some quarantine. Just something to think about. Do you have enough yarn in case you can't get to the store to work on some projects? And in the event, God forbid, but in the event that you become somewhat confined to the house, do you have enough stuff for your crafts? I mean, to keep you occupied, for a month or so. I know I do. But just wanted to throw that out there. I know whenever we have snowstorms in our area, one of the first things besides milk and toilet paper and all the essentials, there's usually a run on the yarn at my local yarn store, which is kind of fun. And I'm usually part of that problem. But anyway, I will tell you a funny story. Let me just check in here. Yeah, someone says, Myra says that her mom always had them sing the ABC song and then rinse their hands. You had a smart mom there, Myra. That's great. And it's very important that you use, soap and not get into a hurry. Yeah, Gayla says, me, mature. I'll think I'll always be a kid at heart. Yeah, I'm right with you, Gayla. That's why I don't like to use the word old. I mean, when I go down to South Carolina, I'll be back with my mother-in-law, who's going to be 91 soon. And I would never call her old. I mean, she has fun as much as she physically can, just like the rest of us. And she's still, still remembers what it's like to be 16 in her mind. I mean, as most of us do. I mean, you're as old as you feel, I guess, or as old as you think. You don't have to get old. I mean, being mature is a good thing. You can be mature at the age of 16. Not many are, but you can be. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I wanted to tell you something that happened though. I went to Costco this week here in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and looked around, just picking up some items for my family. And I saw something I'd never seen in my whole life. And I've been going shopping at this particular location for more than 27 years. I mean, my kids that are all grown and married used to be little babies riding in the cart when I started shopping there. And I went by, where they have the big, huge pallets of toilet paper. Well, there was no toilet paper. I mean, not even one package. And I had never seen that before. So I took a picture of it and posted on my Instagram. I mean, it's just kind of an anomaly. Of course, I did ask, you guys getting trucks in? Oh, yeah, we got a truck coming in tomorrow. We got a truck coming in Friday. So have no fear. Toilet paper will be there. But it's just interesting the way people react. I think it was rubber gloves, toilet paper, water was a few days before. The lady said, oh, yeah, we were totally out of all bottled water 2 days ago, but we have water again. So, given those supply chains, a run for their money. Wanda, keep the truck coming, my friend. You are really, really, really important. So, hold on a second. It's probably okay. Dear, could you grab that, please? We just get a lot of spoof calls, and that's the only time this phone rings in here is to interrupt us usually, and it's usually a robocall. So nobody else ever uses that number. So sorry for that. Let's see if we got anything else here. Yeah, Gayla says she did notice. Couldn't buy the big one. Couldn't buy the big pack. Yep. But Anyway, makes me thankful for the two ladies in the group chat that drive these big trucks and keep us all supplied. You know, these people that work behind the scenes are just absolute, totally so important, to just life. You know, the way things function in our society, and they usually get little recognition, but please, ladies, feel our respect today. I have a knit crate unboxing to do right here. Ta-da! And if you follow other people on these, you probably already know what's in it. And I must confess, I did peek. This is from February. I haven't been able to get to this because this has been in Maryland. I've been in South Carolina. So I might be a little late on these things as I do it. But for those of you who haven't heard of Knit Crate, it's a mail order yarn company, and you kind of get surprises once a month in the mail. The value inside is usually worth a whole lot more if you were to buy it outright than what you actually pay. These are like $24.99 a month. And that includes shipping. You don't pay anything extra for that. And if you're interested in getting this, it's a lot of fun. And I have made some nice things. I'm going to show you some things that I've actually made with some of their yarn in just a minute. But if you don't like it, it's easy to cancel and be done with it. I mean, it's one of those easy in, easy out kind of a thing. But anywho, and I also forgot to say, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're first time live, welcome, welcome. And please hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss some of the other things I have coming. I've got some fun things coming this week, actually. And or actually next week. It'll be on Monday. And if you like the video, if you hit the thumbs up and hit the notification bell, and that way the notification of new videos will come into your feed. Well, let's go ahead and see what's in here, even though I know. And I was real happy when I opened it up. Okay. And I just love the way they pack these things. Ooh, Becky, look at the color. Isn't that fun? Let's take a look and see what it is. We have two of these, and I got too much stuff in my hand here. Okay, let's take a look. This is kind of speckled yarn. Okay, let's see what this is made of. This is Aldine wools, so it must be wool. Okay, it's 80% superwash merino, 20% tencel. Okay, tencel is a plant-based material. It's been processed, but it's plant-based. Okay, and it's also usually nice and drapey too. This is a sport weight. Each of these hanks is 350 yards or 320 meters. So total with the order, you'd have 700 yards of material to work with, and you can make a nice something, scarf or something. You know, just use your imagination. Maybe a mitts and hat set. Let me give you another view. Hope you don't have too much. There's a lot of there you go. Okay, so let's see. This is something else that they do is included. Oh wow, look at this. I also got a button. It's a beautiful, wow, it's like a ceramic button. Isn't that beautiful? Wow, that's going in my button collection. I forgot that that was in here. But included with the yarn is a booklet that has patterns for both crochet and knit. So you can decide whatever, and there's also other boxes of yarn, sock yarn and different things that they have. And there's a feature on one of the designers, on the Creative Grandma. Maybe some of you follow her. And this is some of the other possibilities of the colors that come in the box. Okay, I did not select them. They just send, you know, whatever. And I've been really happy with it. Okay, some of the patterns look like some mitt and hat sets. There's some sock patterns. And even if you don't get the sock yarn, you get the booklet that has all of the instructions for all the patterns that are featured. And I think that's pretty much it. Here's another look at some of those socks if you're into knitting socks. Becky likes to do that. That's not really my thing. I really admire them though. All right, so that's pretty much it, and you get the idea. If you actually are interested in doing this, I have the information in the video description below. And if it's your first time ordering with them, you can use my coupon code, which is Bonnie20, Bonnie 20, and that'll give you 20% off your first order. So it'll save you, you know, what, $5 or so off the first order. So it'll only be $20 for your first order. So I'm going to put this back in my box. I'm going to roll this up a little bit later. I'll put it right there so I won't forget. And let's see, what else do I have to do? What time is it? Yikes, it's 25 after. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to see all those comments that are scrolling in, but as I always say each week, I look at every single one of them afterwards, and if there's anything that you want me to respond with a thoughtful answer to, once the video has ended, if you can go back in and comment in the regular comment section below, I'll be sure to answer that, because I try to answer all of those as much as possible. Okay, I have something really exciting to tell you about. This is, as many of you may know, this is National Crochet Month, or some people say National, well, we like to call it National Crochet Month. Excuse me, but it's also National Crafters Month, the entire month of March. And in past years, I've done different things, like participated with other people with Crochetville, and you know, with the kind of like a blast of, you know, all these different patterns and stuff. And to me, it's just kind of, after a while, how many things can you really think about, right, in one genre like crochet at a time? And instead of being a part of that, I'm actually going to be joining up with Stephanie with Crochet O'Clock, and I am going to try to personally participate in something that's really near and dear to her heart, and I am getting really acquainted with it and really love the idea. It's something called the Snowball Express. And you can do this too if you would like. I have the information in my video description below. It just says Snowball Express. If you just click the link, it'll take you to Stephanie's website, where she explains all the details. I mean, there's a lot of details about it. It has to do with making blankets for, I cannot get through this, children of fallen soldiers. Okay, so they do this really, really, really cool thing. And all the information organization is in there. And they take these kids to Disneyland with their family and just bless them. And as part of that, they give them a handmade blanket. The blanket can be crocheted, it can be knitted, it could be made out of, you know, just material. It doesn't matter. In this case, things like with Disney prints is totally fine, because they're going to be at Disney World, and a lot of these kids love that kind of thing. The only thing they don't want you to do is to have anything with a flag. Okay? Whew. Hold on a second. Because it's just too much of a reminder of funerals for the kids. So you got to stay away from, as much as we love, you know, many of us will love, you know, our country's flag. And this is just the one time that we're just saying, no, we're not going to do flags, okay? But anything else is fine. These kids are 5 years old and up. So the real babyish stuff probably wouldn't work. But something that you think, you know, a child 5, you know, through preteen would enjoy. I don't even know if teenagers are a part of this, but anyway, look in the video description, and then there's a link. I think it's there's a link also within that link that'll take you to the organization. And so if that's something you want to do, I don't believe the deadline is until August, so you have lots of time. And Stephanie tells me that last year they were short on blankets. They had like 1,500 blankets, and I think they had 1,700 children. So a couple hundred went without blankets. So I'm really hoping that that's not the case. So if you're in a position where you can afford to do this, and you'd also have to be able to afford to ship it to Stephanie. You know, please consider it, if it's not something you're interested, that's totally fine. I mean, there's lots and lots of other things that you can do, but if you if you can, do this. All the information, like I said, and I'll try to get more specific as we go on. Or if you have other questions, you can put in the after the video renders, put those extra questions down there so that I'll actually see them, or even just contact Stephanie and just tell her Bonnie sent you. I just don't want any of these kids to be without a blanket. What an opportunity. Let's see what else we have. I have a playlist for you all. But before I do that, let me show you what's coming on Monday. I've been wanting to do this for a long, long time, and I finally did it. I'm going to tell the story in the video, but I'm just going to give you guys a little sneak peek because you guys are so faithful. This is the very first thing I ever made. When I started it out when I was 7, and I finished it when I was 9. It's a huge blanket, just a big square that is big enough to put on a twin bed. And in the video coming out, I'm going to also teach you how to crochet one. I only do a little sample. I don't go through another one of these. I don't know that I would be able to bear it that much, but I do tell the story in a little more detail in the video, and you can start and finish it, and it even includes a quick tutorial on how to do fringe. And I promise you, I'll teach you how to do it so it looks better than this. Okay, I cut each of these individually one at a time because I didn't know that you can just wrap them around a card and go and cut about 100 at a time. So, live and learn. But that's coming on Monday. And I have a list in the video description of some spring scarves that you can make right now. And I just wanted to give you a little fashion show here. Many of you are going to recognize these because these were on videos previously released. So these are all available on my channel right now. This is one of my favorites. I'm actually wearing one now. You can wear it a couple different ways, and this is actually made out of Good Loops yarn, the bamboo, that South African yarn. And the good news is you only need 2 little tiny balls to make one of these. And these are a lot of fun to wear. Lots and lots of drape with this. Let's see what else we have. Here's another one with the Good Loops yarn. This is a kind of a skinny scarf. And I did a little differently. I did 2 different colors, but it's long enough where you can do a bunch of different things with it. You can wear it like this. You could wear it as a very small scarf. You could wear it and wrap it 3 times. You can really, play around with the length and the color on this. And I believe this is a crow's feet scarf. So it has a little bit of an interesting lace pattern to it. This is one that I made with some of the Knit Crate yarn. I just came up with my own pattern. It's another, if I can get it all straightened out here. I was wearing this yesterday. Just a fun scarf. You can add, a pop of color to whatever you're wearing. And it's also a very easy repeat pattern. Most of these are. Here's another one. This is cotton yarn. It's funny, I spent a lot of money on this particular yarn, and by the time I actually got around to working with it, the price had been lowered considerably, so it ended up being like a $5 ball of yarn. So I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, and this is actually kind of fun too with the color changing. And you always wonder, what can I do with the color changing yarn? And a nice spring scarf is great. This has been a very easy beginner pattern, and it can be a shawl or a scarf. And this is with some of the yarn that you can buy at Michael's or I guess Michael's, I was going to say AC Moore, but they're going bye-bye. You know, just buy at your general craft store. The I think it's an acrylic cotton blend. It's a number 2. And you can do, this was actually color changing. This is what it was. Watch all my yarn fall. Okay, this is what I used. I used the Stitch Studio by Nicole, and it was automatically color changing. Don't know if this yarn is even going to be available, but the good news is there's always color changing yarn out there on the market. You can find something. You all are smart enough to know that. You don't have to have the exact. You can source what you have locally and be fine. And this is a newer release. You can, this is one of the asymmetrical. You can wear it as a shawl, or you can wear it as, you know, as one of these, and then just put a shawl pin in it. I mean, these are a lot of fun to wear, to bring a pop of color. And that video is already on my channel, modeled by my lovely daughter-in-law, Christy. And so anyway, I have that, and there are several others actually in the list besides this. So if you're looking for something, you know, for spring, to get ready to add to your lighter, you know, fabric clothing, it is going to get warmer. It has been warmer. Oh, I wanted to show you something else. I don't know if any of you remember this. You'll be showing your age if you do. This was some of the brand yarn that I used in my first crochet project. Do you remember Windtuck yarn? And this was from Kmart, apparently. Although someone actually gave me this, but I remember using a lot of theirs. Most of my yarn that I used as a beginner came from a store called GC Murphy. If you ever remembered a store, GC Murphy, it was kind of like a dime store, kind of a small size department store, and they had like a soda fountain where you could get, you know, a burger, or I used to get a cherry Coke there as a kid. But so anyway, just kind of a walk back in the past, and just to show you what you can do with that. Let's see what we got here. Okay, it's getting late. We are getting closer to 100,000. We're just shy about 2,000 subscribers to hit the 100,000 mark. Just to let you know, we're counting it down. When we hit the 100,000 mark, you're going to want to be here because I'm going to have some giveaways. I haven't decided yet if they're all going to be live or not, but you're going to want to tune in. I'll probably do half live and half, you know, after the fact. But I'm going to be doing some giveaways. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but you're not going to want to miss it. And that's for sure. I'm really looking forward to that milestone. For those of you who are doing the colorful cable throw, I am so loving those pictures you're sending me. I have about 24 photos of completed Afghans from people already. And not trying to put pressure on anybody. I am putting a video together, and I'll be taking photos for that, receiving photos if you want them to be included in the slideshow. I'm going to post the slideshow on my YouTube channel, just so you can see, you know, all the different colors. It's just a feast for the eyes. It really is. And so I'm going to be putting those together, and the deadline is March 31st. So I know a lot of you are working hard on it, and I know sometimes it's easy to get stuck. It's a lot of learning, and hope you guys who are struggling aren't too discouraged. And if you don't get it by the 31st, don't worry about that. I would still love to see your pictures. I can just make another reel if I need to. But if you can send me the picture, you can send it to me by posting it in the Colorful Cables Throw Facebook page. That link is also in the video description. And you can also see what other people are posting. So if you could post it there, and then I can kind of grab it from there and put it in my collection. And by posting publicly, you're kind of giving Facebook permission to have the photo, and kind of me too. So just to let you know, I am going to be borrowing from those. If you're not on Facebook, no problem. If you can just send it to me to bonniebay@me.com through your email, I can get it that way and include it. You don't need to put your name attached. I'm not going to add names to, for your privacy. But if you want to put your name or watermark it and you don't mind that being out there in the public, I don't have a problem with it either. So if you have like a business or something and you just want to put that on there as a watermark, crochet wise, I don't have a problem just including that. It's not that'd be fine with me. So I think that's it for the colorful cable throw. The yarn is available now. Of course, we're past past the start and releasing the videos, but the yarn for that from Lovecrafts has been available for a while now. Hope you're enjoying that, and do feel free to ask me questions or whatever you need on that. Let's see. There are Yarnfest signups. Yarnfest classes will be, this is April 29th and 30th in Loveland, Colorado. The links for that, I think I need to add. I will put them in later after I get done with this. I'll need to add those in, but I will be teaching classes out in Loveland. Those 2 days I'm going to be teaching a beginning knitting class for crocheters, and what's interesting is that class looks like to be the most popular. It's filling up faster than the other 2 classes currently. But once they fill, then they're filled. I'm teaching an I Love Crochet Cables class, which will have a lot of stuff in it. And I'm going to be teaching a big and bold crochet cables, and I'm going to actually be teaching cables that I haven't even released on any of my media yet. So it'll have some undisclosed new cabling techniques. So I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, Wanda says a sale yarn. Yeah, if I'm even saying that right. Yeah, I remember that too, Wanda. All these, I remember back in the day, the only thing that I knew existed was, the only 2 kinds of yarn they had was worsted weight acrylic, and then they had the cotton thread, the Auntie Anne's cotton thread, and that was it. So this world that we have now with alpaca and these blends and silk and all these different breeds of wool is just simply amazing. It's a great time. It's a great time to be a crafter. Well, I think I am about done here. I'm going to go get ready to get some lunch, and I can let you all do the same. Thank you so much for tuning in. So next week I will be broadcasting from South Carolina again. And I do wish you a wonderful week. Stay clear of this virus. Wash your hands. Remember, 20 seconds, sing the ABC song, whatever. Stay safe and do take care. All right. God bless you all. Bye-bye.